Oh, what up? How you guys doing out there today? This is your boy Roto Beast. I'm here with my boy Jeremy, aka DFS Dudes, and we're here to present you our NBA live segment for Thursday, December 13th. If you're new to this channel, please make sure and click the subscribe button below. This way you can watch all of our NBA, NFL, and MLB videos. If you haven't came and checked out our website here at dfscheatsheet.com, you're absolutely missing out. We have all the tools to help you compete with the pros day in and day out, including a complete optimizer, tons of content, daily Fanduel, and Draftkings cash lineups. Hey, we're truly a one-stop shop for all your DFS needs. So if you haven't checked it out, hey, come check it out, dfscheatsheet.com. So hey, how you doing out there, Jeremy?
I'm good, man.
Yeah, definitely. We got,
I love Thursdays, bro. I do. I love Thursdays because you got NBA, and it's usually a nice little short slate. Usually good games. I think this Houston Laker game will be a good game, and then I'm ready for this San Diego game tonight too, or this Charger and
I'm kind
Chiefs
of
game.
mad, bro. I'm kind of mad because usually the Lakers are the night game. So we
Yeah.
get over to watch the football game and then watch the Lakers after. But now they're gonna kind of be like right with each other. So gonna have to be flipping back and forth.
Yeah, I feel it.
But for sure, man. So I mean, anything that's really popping out to you tonight? Anything from last night when we did our preview breakdown to now? Anything really changed for you?
I mean, I'm really in the same spot, to be honest with you. I mean, I think that there's a possibility that three of these games could blow out. I mean, if you want to get technical, I never thought I'd say this, but there's a chance that the Lakers could blow Houston out. Houston's just not – they're not a very good basketball team right now. I've been saying it for a while. They're not the team they were last year, that's for sure. So, that's the scary thing about the slate is that there's definite blowout possibility kind of across the board. But having said that, I could also see three or maybe all four of these games being very interesting as well, especially the Chicago-Orlando game could be very interesting. There's a lot going on with Chicago, and we talked about it last night. So I'm interested to see how this slate plays out, to be honest with you. I am interested to see how it plays out.
Yeah, I think that I definitely think that the Lakers and Houston game is going to stay close, in my opinion. The Lakers haven't really shown that, like, they're going to blow people out. It's kind of like the teams go back and forth, hang in there, and then all of a sudden LeBron wants to show up the fourth quarter and kind of go off, and then they win the game. That's been kind of the trend lately. I don't know if you watched last game against Miami. It was funny. In the middle of a free throw, LeBron told D-Wade, who was standing right next – I think it was D-Wade who was standing right next to him, like, hey, say what you want, but I'm leading the league in fourth quarter scoring, like in the middle of a game, bro. I'm like, and that's pretty savage right there,
It's almost I'll give you a little bit on that, but it's not as savage as the ultimate trash talk with let me close my eyes while I make this free throw.
Right. No, for sure. I mean, that's a good one, and there's one more. So you got the close your eyes and make the free throw. You got the LeBron one, and then you got the Kobe one where Kobe told damn, who did he tell? I forgot. He told somebody. He said, "Man, I'll bet you." He said, "I'll bet you 500,000 right now that I'll make this free throw right in the middle of a free throw."
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, but that one is right up there though. That's definitely right up there. So yeah. So for me, I mean, I'm pretty much on the same thing as we talked about last night as well. My two favorite guys on this slate are LeBron James and Chris Paul. I definitely rather play Chris Paul over James Harden, just because, I mean, Chris Paul is $3,300 cheaper. James Harden may have a little bit more upside, but is the upside really worth the $3,300 when you can use that to kind of balance your lineup out elsewhere if you're going to try to put a LeBron and a Chris Paul in there?
Look, I'm with you, man. I am really liking Chris Paul at 8,200, and for a couple of reasons. One, throw out the fact that he had a triple double, right? Throw that out.
Yeah, I'm not even looking at that. I'm just looking at like the whole revenge factor. The beef.
I think throw all that out, right? And let me just give you this one point. So I liked the guy the night he had the triple-double, and I said it on our shoot-around video that he was 8.2, and it was a really fair price for him, and that Harden hadn't had more than 40 points, hadn't had a 50-point fantasy game since Chris Paul came back. We talk about it all the time, bro. These short slates, players get priced up. This dude's coming off a triple-double, and his price is still 8.2. So I think, I look for things like that where there's price discrepancies where you could take advantage of it. and this is definitely a guy who didn't get priced up based on a short slate. You could look at Eric Gordon also. You know, I mean, Eric Gordon's in a spot tonight without James Ennis. I think him and Daniel House are really good plays. Let me tell you one of the reasons why I like Daniel House so much. Last year, Gerald Green was the story, right? He came back in a similar spot where they were limited. They had Baba Mute out. At that time, they had Trevor Ariza, and he was out. And this dude, Gerald Green, they signed him, and he's a Houston dude. And, you know, he came home, and the dude just starts knocking threes, excited to be home. Daniel House is a Houston dude also who's kind of like on the same wavelength that Gerald Green was on last year. And the dude's really aggressive, so I like him. The one guy I'm going to mention on Houston that I'm really interested in tonight, this is a PJ Tucker type game, right? You mentioned kind of the revenge factor and all of that. PJ Tucker is a gritty player. This dude does the stuff nobody else wants to do. They get on the floor, get your rebounds, play really strong defense. This is a PJ Tucker type of game in a home environment against the Lakers. This is a PJ Tucker type of game, playing 30-plus minutes, right? I like Tucker a lot in this spot.
And like, hey, bro, like you said, Tucker's lightweight hood, bro. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna have his back.
He can roll with Jimmy. Hey, he can roll with Jimmy Butler, bro. Like they're the same type of dude. Like they're.
No, for sure. I mean, the price tag's fair. That's one thing I do like as well. You know, it helps us get the guys that we're really trying to get on in our lineups tonight. So yeah, before we do anything else, if you guys got, you know, we got, 20 people watching. If you guys got any questions about tonight's slate, that's what we're here for. Ask your questions down below. We'll get to those questions as quickly as possible. We're going to be on here for about 10, 15 minutes more. So definitely hit us with the questions below if you guys do have any questions. So one guy I'm looking at, bro, and I don't care, bro. I'm not playing this guy. I've just been looking at him all day, and bro, I can't. I'm not touching LaMarcus Aldridge. I've seen a lot of people talking about him today, but he's not somebody I'm not touching.
Look, it's a shorter slate. Aldridge is the ultimate upside player, right? He's the ultimate tournament player, really, because the guy is not a conceited. He doesn't offer you any consistency. You take a look at his game log, and he goes from 40. Just look at his last 5 games, even 6 games, where he goes from 44.1 all the way down to 25.6. And you could take a look at his last 10, where he's got 4 duds of 23, 21, 25, and 26. But he's got 2 44-point games. And, right, in that span against Indianapolis, he puts up 57.3. In his career against the Lakers, the guy's had really good success. You take a look back this year, 39.7. 39.7 on an 8.4 salary is a rough spot to pay up for. But on a shorter slate, sometimes it's all you need is a guy to get you 4 or 5X. I've mentioned that before. It's just a matter of, what the other guys did, because there's limited players. There's an ultimate opportunity for people to dud in popular spots. So, it's not an 11-game slate where, the chance to miss on a player is greater. If you miss on a player on a shorter slate, it hurts a little bit more if a guy just gets more points.
Okay, so go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead.
So I have a
perfect example would be Kuzma, bro, right? So Kuzma, you take a look at Kuzma's price.
Who would you rather go with, Aldridge or Kuzma?
So what I would do for tournaments, right, because this is a tournament slate. This is not a cash game slate. For tournaments, I would build a lineup with Aldridge because he's the higher price player. And then I would make the exact same lineup and just swap the 2 out. That does 2 things. One, whichever guy has the better day, obviously that lineup does better. And then secondly, on a slate like this, the easiest way to differentiate yourself is to leave salary on the board. Human nature, nobody wants to not spend all $60,000 of their salary, or on DK all $50,000 of it. Human nature is, let me max it out and fit in what I can fit. The easiest way to be different is to leave money on the table. So that would kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Build a lineup with Aldridge and then slide Kuzma in the second one behind it. Whichever guy has the better day, you hedge against.
So I would build off exactly what you're saying. I love what you're saying with that point. It's a very good point. I would actually make 3 lines, bro. I would throw Aldridge in 1, I would throw Kuzma in 1, and I would throw Tobias Harris in 1.
Yeah, and for that matter, why stop there? I mean, you got another guy. You've got Aaron Gordon.
I ain't touching Aaron Gordon, bro. I just can't do it. Just can't do it.
But my point to you is
I get what you're saying, though.
if you have a solid core, and it's pretty straightforward, we know what we're doing on this core. It's really about finding the best value plays, right? So your power forward number one spot, you have two options at power forward: pay all the way down, right, and go with PJ Tucker and something like that, or you pay up at one spot and use PJ Tucker as your number two. Tucker's a guy I like. I think you could lock him into a core. So you go, LeBron, you go Chris Paul, and then at your power forward spot, you build one with Aldridge, you build your next one with Gordon, you build your next one with Harris, then you build your next one with Kuzma, and now you're hedged in whatever lineup, whichever guy has the best day. And that's, to be honest with you, that's how I've won tournaments, right? Is because I'll do that at multiple spots, and then before you know it, you're at 150 lineups. And that's kind of the way we've built our optimizer, is to swap out one player. And that's why if you look, when our optimizer generates lineups, there's not too much change between those lineups, because that's how you win. You want variance, but you want to swap guys out. So really, whoever has the better day at that spot, there's the better lineup.
Yeah. I haven't heard anything. Have you heard any news on TJ Warren at all?
TJ Warren, last news I saw on Warren was that Warren was playing and there wasn't a designation next to his name.
Okay, perfect. And then I have another question. I'm going to be honest. I mean, last night we talked about it, and I know probably half of the people are going to unsubscribe to my channel for saying this. But, I mean, there's a couple guys on the Phoenix side of things that I'm liking. Dallas, second in of a back-to-back. They may have some key guys out. I think that this game could possibly stay a little tiny bit close, maybe.
Look, a couple of things you have to look at, okay? They got their doors blown off them twice. Sacramento did it. Portland did it, right? And it was really bad, and then nobody wanted to touch them. There was extreme value there in those spots. Okobo is gone, right? TJ Warren is back, and they got blown out of those games because they had guys on the floor who couldn't knock shots down, right? Ariza can knock shots down. The guy's a paid assassin. He just is. TJ Warren, we know, can be a high-usage player. We saw it last year, and he can score the basketball. So this guy, DeAnthony Melton, I like him a lot. And I said it last night in the video, DeAndre Ayton has had his best games against the best centers in the league. He's had a great game against Embiid. He had a good game against Vucevic. He had a good game against Indianapolis and Miles Turner. He's had good games against better players. So this is a game, Vegas agrees with me. It's only 5.5 points or a 6-point spread, I think. Yeah, it's 6. So this game could be close. I think TJ Warren's very playable. DeAndre Ayton, very playable. DeAnthony Melton, very favorable. I think it takes a little bit away from Josh Jackson.
Okay.
But Ariza definitely in play as well. And that, to me, Ariza and Tucker are close to the same player. Ariza is just a better scorer than Tucker. Ariza is lightweight hood too, bro.
Yeah, no, for sure. I feel it. Definitely. Yeah, man. So, I mean, Rome Glover wants to know, who do you think is the best GPP lock of the day? GPP.
The problem is that when I think of a GPP lock, I'm trying to get, it's the spots where I'm trying to get lower ownership for a guy in a good spot. And the problem is, on a slate this short, it's hard to get lower ownership. So a guy that normally, and I'll use PJ Tucker. PJ Tucker on a regular slate in this spot, I would still look to target PJ Tucker because it's the spot I like. A lot of people are going to own PJ Tucker today for a couple of reasons. Everybody's talking about it. And number two, he's a salary saver with upside in the minutes he's playing. So I think you can lock in PJ Tucker. I think you lock in LeBron. And I think you lock in Chris Paul, and you build around that.
Yeah, no, for sure. And then one thing I just quickly wanted to mention, because I know you're on this guy, House. I actually think that the guy House is a solid play, but one thing I did want to know is, you got Brandon Knight. He's going to make his debut for Houston tonight. They said he's not going to play a bunch of minutes, but he's going to play. They'll probably give him, I would say, my guess would be 10 to 12 minutes, kind of get his feet wet. So I think that may take a little bit away from House. It actually may even take a little bit away from Eric Gordon as well. But I just wanted to quickly mention that real quick. That's some news that just came out not too long ago. But yeah, man, I mean, we don't really got any more questions. I mean, is there anything else you got to say about the slate? Definitely feel free. And if not, I mean, we can get out of here. Nobody got questions for us.
Yeah. Let's see. I don't see any other questions. I don't understand what Brandon Walker's question. Oh, never mind. He's a defensive play today. Okay, I got you. No, I don't really see any other questions, bro. So I mean, if you guys ain't got no questions, we can get up out of here. I got lineups to make myself.
For sure, for sure. Hey, last question. So, who do you think is the best center on the slate, bro?
Ayton.
I'm just asking this personally.
I think it's Ayton.
You think Aiden?
I look. Vucevic is in an absolute. The problem I have with Vucevic is, and you got, if you've watched this channel at all in the past month, I've gushed over Vucevic because he's playing at a high level. He's actually rebounding and he's contributing in block shots and rebounds and assists. So I think Vucevic is in a great spot. I really do. But I think Ayton is in a better spot as far as price and trying to fit in LeBron and either James Harden or LeBron and Chris Paul, right. And then getting a solid play at center. I also don't mind playing Pirtle. I don't mind playing him either. Pirtle's usually getting his points are usually coming in the second half, the end of the beginning of the third quarter, and the end of the fourth quarter is where he's been getting a lot of points. The guy can block shots, he can rebound, and he can knock down some shots as well. So, I don't mind Pirtle if you want to punt at center in some of your lineups. I think he's a solid punt play. Daniel House, the reason why I like him so much is he's a salary relief guy who should see at least 20 minutes tonight. Perfect drop spot play at minimum value. But I think center-wise, it's Ayton. I think he's in the best spot.
Yeah. So Brandon Walker asked if Vucevic's going to have a better game than Ayton. I personally think that Vucevic is going to have a better game than Ayton, but we gotta think if the better game is worth the extra $1,400 that you have to pay from Ayton compared to Vucevic. Because one thing that we've been swearing by all year is that we love centers against Vucevic, and his price is down a little bit. I think this is an awesome spot for Vucevic. One more question for you: What do you
think? The thing too, right? The thing that worries me about Vucevic in this particular matchup is the athleticism of Aaron Gordon. And you look at the starting lineup that Chicago rolls out with Levine, Wendell Carter, and Markkanen. So Wendell Carter will be the center, and then Markkanen is he's like a perimeter type guy who can get in the paint and do some damage. But to me, there's a clear athleticism mismatch with Aaron Gordon and Wendell Carter and Markkanen. I think there's a clear mismatch. And then the backcourt and the wing, they're playing Arcadacino and Levine and Justin Holiday. And I just think there's a clear athleticism advantage for Aaron Gordon in this spot. And I don't know how much he pulls away from Vucevic in the opening, half of the first quarter, etc. Where Vucevic, when he has a monster game, he tends to go off in that spot. So that'll be an interesting dynamic to watch there too.
Okay, I got a question for you. So Draftkings, you got Wendell Carter and you got Josh Jackson, the exact same price. If you were forced to choose between those two guys, who would you choose tonight?
You got who and who on what?
Josh Jackson.
Uh-huh.
Or Wendell Carter, exact same price.
So when you look at Josh Jackson, a lot of the damage he did was without TJ Warren and Devin Booker. So I think that TJ Warren takes some away from Josh Jackson. And I think it makes him more of like the Trevor Ariza when he was with Houston type player, perimeter, knock down a couple of threes, a little bit of a rebounder, defensive player. Wendell Carter is going to play center, and we've always used centers against Vucevic. It just happens we actually like Vucevic a lot lately. I think that Wendell Carter can definitely benefit. I think the bigger upside play, I think Carter has more upside on this slate than Jackson does.
Okay. That's what I want to know. Last question we got. We could get up out of here. What do you think about Boban tonight? For me, Boban is – I'm staying away from Boban just because sometimes he gets minutes, sometimes he doesn't, but they're just all over the place. That's what I personally don't like about Boban. Definitely think, at the price tag that he's at of $3,700, my personal opinion is that you could use him as your drop spot play. And if he does get, those minutes that he will get every other game, that he has a chance to absolutely crush his $3,700 salary. But it's all about minutes with Boban.
Yeah, look, it's all about minutes. 3,700. Look, the guy had a monster game against Toronto, and he got that because the game was a blowout. It's all about if he's going to start or not. They typically won't. LaMarcus Aldridge is not a true center. He's a power forward. He's more of an athletic guy. I can't see Boban going out there in a bogged down type situation. And I mentioned it last night. Doc Rivers has said they like this. Gallinari playing the 5. And if they're going to roll that out, with Gallinari playing the 5 a little bit, that also takes away from Harrell and it takes away from Boban. So it's kind of wait and see on that. I don't think this is the spot just to go Boban crazy.
Yeah, no, I agree with you as well. If we had got news that Gortat was out, then I maybe would like Boban a little bit more, even if he wasn't starting. But right now they got Gortat, they got Boban. Plus, like you said, they want to play Gallinari, kind of a small lineup. So I just think it's kind of a logjam right there. And it's something that I'm definitely think I'm going to stay away from tonight. I don't think tonight is the slate to play Boban. I think that, Aldridge is way more athletic than him. And I think Aldridge could really give Boban some trouble.
Avery Bradley just seems like he's super sneaky tonight as well. He seems like he's a super sneaky play without Lou Williams. Could see a little extra run. And I also mentioned the guy last night that at 3,500 minimum value, if you want to kind of be unique, I would much rather play him than Boban, which is Milos Teodosic. I think he gets run tonight as well. And Patrick Beverley will get extended run as well, 4,600, because they don't have Lou Williams. They're going to backfill minutes with maybe Milos and Avery Bradley get a little extra tick, and then Beverly.
Yeah. No, for
and
sure.
This guy, Mike Scott, dude, like don't throw Mike Scott out either. Mike Scott's getting some minutes as well. So there's some minimum value players on the Clippers side of things that you could definitely look to roll out.
For sure. No, I like Mike Scott. I think Mike Scott's a really good player. So he's one of those guys it's all about when he gets the minutes, he produces, So, yeah, I think that's about it. We answered all the questions. I'm ready to knock out some lineups, get these lineups in, get ready for a couple good basketball games, get ready for the football game. Thank you very much for coming on here with me, Jay, and helping me out and getting these questions, for everybody just watching. We appreciate you guys coming checking out our channel. And make sure to check out the site, dfscheatsheet.com. We got a lot of really cool new things on the site. We got a lot of new content pieces up now. Come make your own player pool. Do whatever you want to do with the optimizer. You can pretty much do everything now. Lock players, exclude players, like players just so they're in your player pool. A lot of fun stuff. So make sure to come check out the site, dfscheatsheet.com. And if you just want to get our cash lineup and move on, you can do that as well. We've been on fire with our cash lineups. 75% cash rate on NBA season so far. So we've been very profitable. Taking down a couple of tournaments already. Things are well. So, hey, good luck on you guys' contest tonight. That's all I think that I got for you. That's all that Jay has for you guys. Thanks very much, and peace out.